Okay, in this video we're going to look at some pretty typical adding and subtracting problems in introductory algebra classes in high school. So here we have x to the third plus 9x minus 5. So that's one part of the expression right there, plus negative 4x squared minus 12x and plus 5. I want to go through the process here of solving the problem. If you want to understand what's happening in the background and why this makes a lot of sense, we have some other videos with those concepts laid down. But what I'm going to do is pair up everything by exponent, right? Pairing like terms. So I only have one x third, x to the third power, nothing else matches that. I know my final answer will also have an x to the third power in it. Next I have an minus x squared over here. So the x third, we're done with that one. Minus 4x squared is the next like term. It's all by itself, so I'm going to subtract 4x squareds. There are no other x squareds in this problem. Next we have minus 12x and 9x. We add those up, and what we really can think about is that we have 9x's here, and then we add negative 12x's there. So we can really think of this in terms of 9 plus negative 12, which is negative 3. So when that happens, we just have minus 3x. And then we have negative 5 plus positive 5, which is 0. So here, if they told us to add these two different expressions together, I would get x to the third minus 4x squared minus 3x. And they can ask all sorts of problems of this type. Here is another problem they tell us to add. We have 6ab minus 3a squared plus 5b squared, right? That's in parentheses, plus negative 4b squared minus 4ab plus negative 6a squared plus 3b squared. So again, we're going to look for like terms throughout this problem. So here we have 3a squared. We're looking at the largest exponent there of the term. And now we look through for other examples of that. Here we have minus 6a squared, and we can combine those two by adding, because you see these operations here, we're adding everything. So minus 3a squared plus negative 6a squared, which is the same thing as minus 6a squared. I'm going to pair that up. Okay, so I want to cross those out so I don't lose track of what's happening. Next, I notice that we have a b squared, a b squared, and a b squared. So now we're adding 5b squared minus 4b squared plus 3b squared. And we're done with those terms now. And next I notice we have a 6ab and a minus 4ab. So we're adding all this up. We have 6ab minus 4ab. So now we can simplify this term. Negative 3 minus 6, because you can just think of the coefficients here, is negative 9, and then this is in terms of a squared. Okay. Here we have a 5 minus 4, which is 1, plus 3, which is 4. So that's 4b squared. And here we have 6 minus 4, which is 2, and this is in terms of ab. And there it is. Here we've added up the polynomials in this expression and simplified it to this here. Now subtracting could have a similar style, except we often need to flip certain signs to accommodate the minus signs in the equation. So here we have this polynomial, and we're subtracting this polynomial from the other one. And the way I think about that is, if here we're taking 2x away, we can think of this as minus 2x squared. And then we're taking 5x away, so I can think of that as just subtracting 5x. So in other words, we had a positive 2x squared and a positive 5x, which are now switched to minus 2x squared and minus 5x. I keep this initial part, and we have 2x squared minus 3x minus 1, and we've already dealt with this subtraction sign by distributing it to the parts here. And now we can add together like terms. 2x squared and then minus 2x squared is 0, so that's gone. Minus 3x minus 5x, minus 3x minus 5x, minus 1. Okay, well these two combines, and we can think of it as negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 8 in terms of x, minus 1. And if I was simplifying this polynomial, I would stop there. Sometimes the instructions are just to simplify what you have, and it could be a combination of adding and subtracting. So here they might say simplify, and then they give us this: 9a minus 5a squared minus 7 plus 9a minus 2a squared. And here, here they're introducing square brackets. Don't be intimidated by these. They're just brackets that are written differently than these curved brackets, so we don't lose track of the actual problem. So here, right, what do we do first? Well, what I would do is distribute this negative sign to all the parts. You can think of it as multiplying negative 1. Because we're subtracting 7, so positive 7 becomes negative 7, and so forth. We're subtracting 9a, so we can rewrite that as minus 9a. And that'll make this problem a little bit easier to deal with. So now we have 9a minus 5a squared minus, what is all this? Oops. Minus 7 minus 9a, and then plus 2a squared. Notice I've gotten rid of a lot of these parentheses just by distributing this minus sign. So now again I distribute this minus sign. Right? Even before I evaluate anything in here, even though I definitely could combine the a squared terms, I want to distribute as many subtraction signs as possible. So now we have 9a minus 5a squared plus 7. I'm distributing that minus sign. It reverses the minuses to pluses, or subtraction to addition. And here plus 9a, and then minus 2a squared. What does that equal? Well, we can pair up the a squareds. So minus 2a squared and minus 5a squared is negative 7a squared. Okay, I could pair up the a variables and get 18a. And then we have plus 7. So it's minus 7a squared plus 18a plus 7. And you can stop there, simplify. That's where I would start. And these problems keep going. Let's look at a couple more here. We have in this problem right here, 6rs minus 7bc. And if we're subtracting 9rs, minus 7bc from this original statement. So again, my instinct is to subtract these first. And so subtracting 9rs gives me negative 9rs. Subtracting negative 7bc gives me positive 7bc. And then I keep this here. 6rs minus 7bc. Here we can combine the 7 and the negative 7 to get 0. And here we have 6rs minus 9rs, which you can think of as 6rs minus 9rs as 6 minus 9 in terms of rs. So we get negative 3, that's 6 minus 9 rs's. And I would stop there for simplification. But they could ask us this problem in a bunch of different formats, where we're subtracting or adding or simplifying. For example, they could just give us the variables and not ask us to solve, but to rewrite or show how we would subtract. Like in this problem here, all they're asking us to do is to distribute that negative 1, or the subtraction sign here, to rewrite and then simplify the problem. So I'm going to rewrite the whole thing: x squared plus 6x minus 12. Now here's where we start switching signs. Minus 2x squared. Switch the next sign to get plus 3x, and then switch the last sign to get minus 7x. Minus 7, sorry. So now we have negative 7 and negative 12. That's negative 19. We also have 3x and 6x, which is, again, 9x. And then we have an x squared over here minus 2x squared is negative x squared. And I would simplify to that point right there. Okay, hope that helped.